Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can use recycled tin cans and make them into these pretty storage units. You can store your crochet hooks, pens or pencils, anything you want in these. You can use any can that you want, and I'm going to show you how just to use some scrap yarn and you can make these into really pretty storage units, little storage containers. Now you can use glass jars as well if you want. Now these were soup cans that I used, and they had a ring pull and you pull it off the top of it. Now mine are not sharp, but if you use a can opener you can use some sandpaper inside so that the edge isn't sharp. Or what you can do is you can do an extra row of your crochet at the top. You can fold it over the top to cover the top part as well if you want. Now I've got the top of this stuck down. I'm Muttley barking, and I use double-sided sticky tape for that. Now you can use some glue if you want to use some glue and then just fold it over the top, but you don't have to do that. So to do this, we're going to start with the bottom. I'm going to show you how to do the bottom. I only did 1, 2, 3, 4 rows for the bottom and it fitted my can. Now it depends on what size of can that you're going to use, and you'll do your circle the way I'm going to show you to the very edge of your can. Now remember that your yarn will stretch a little bit, so don't make it too wide past your can or you'll get a really baggy sort of loose looking fit on your little storage tin. So for this I've been using the Silly Socks Liver Pop yarn. This is a size 1, and it's like a 3-ply. It's quite thin, but I'm just using it because I've only got this one odd ball of it left, so this is why I'm using that. Use the hook size. It tells you on the yarn that you've chosen to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get my end of my yarn and I'll just pop that over there, and we're going to make the circle. So I'm going to start with a magic circle. You can do a chain of 3 and join it into a little ring and work into that. So I'm just going to wrap the yarn around my fingers and cross it over. Put my hook under and catch that tail end in. Put your yarn over and do 1 stitch, and that's you got your magic circle. I'm going to chain another 2 stitches. So that's going to count as my first stitch. I'm going to put another 11 UK treble crochets in this circle, and that is a USA double crochet. So that counts as number 1. So put your yarn over and go in again. And this is number 2. We're going to do 12 all together, and that includes that chain. So I've got 1 and 2, 3. So that's stitch number 12. Now we're going to pull my tail end nice and tight in. Now I'm going to slip stitch to that chain that I did at the beginning. Just slip stitch in to there and pull through. Now we've got 12 stitches all together. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now into the same stitch I'm going to put another stitch in there. We're going to put 2 into each stitch, and that'll take us up to 24. So into the next stitch put another 2 into that same one. Do that all the way around. We're going to double up our increase into the next one, put 2 UK treble crochets, and that's USA double crochets, 2 into each stitch all the way around. So I'm on my last stitch in here to make 24, so that's 2 stitches into each one of the first row. I'm going to go into the top of my chain of 3 and slip stitch together. Chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now into the next stitch we're going to put 2 stitches. The next stitch we'll put 1, the next one we'll put 2, then 1 and then 2 all the way around. So into this next stitch we're going to put 2 to increase. Then into the next stitch just put 1 treble crochet, or that's a UK double crochet for you, 2 into the next one, and we're going to increase like that around. So it's 1 stitch and then 2 into the next one. So I've now got 36 stitches, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain of 3 and just pull through. So you'll do that until it fits the bottom of your can. So the next row is we're going to do a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the next stitch you're going to put 1 stitch. So we've got your chain of 3 and then 1 stitch. Then into the next one you're going to put 2. So now we'll have 2 single stitches and then an increase. So 2 into that one, 1 into the next one, 1 into the next one, and then 2 into the third one. 1 and 2. Then 1 into the next one, then 1 into the next one, and 2 into the next stitch, all the way around. So I've got right around, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of my chain. Now what I want you to do, if you're using thicker yarn than I am, I'm using very thin yarn. So put your disc on the top of your can. You want it just to come to the edge of the can like this. Now you might have only needed to do 3 rounds, or you might need to do more, and all you do is increase the number of single stitches and then do an increase. So if I needed to do another round, I would do 3 single crochets and then 2 into the next stitch, then 3, then 2 into the next stitch to make it bigger if you're making a bigger, if you're using a bigger can. But this is sort of big enough for what I'm doing. I've got it so that it's just going to sit right around the edge of the can, because when we do the next stitch we're going to go down the length of the can. So to do that we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now we're going to go around the post of these stitches, around the posts, 1 UK treble crochet around the stitch, that long part. And if you're in the USA, this is a double crochet for you. So yarn over and go in through the back and through the post. So the stitch is on the back of your hook. It's a front post because you're going through the front of the post, but your stitch is on the back. Pull your yarn through and finish your stitch. So yarn over and through and around that post of the next stitch. And what that does, it creates a little ridge. It creates this little ridge here so that your can will sit nice and flat and your stitches will go up nice and straight, so it keeps it flat on the bottom, and it creates a little lip so you can do the body of your cover. So one around each stitch. So yarn over, and from the back go around the post of the stitch. You're not going through the top of the stitch, you're going around that little leg of the stitch and pull it through and finish your stitch. So yarn over from the back around that long part of a stitch and pull through. Do that all the way around. So I've got all the way around with doing my little post stitches, and as you can see we now have the stitches going up like this. I'm going to slip stitch to the top of this chain, and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now all I'm going to do is 1 UK treble crochet in every stitch, and if you're in the USA that's a double crochet for you until it reaches the height I need for my can. So it will go over like this, and it will fit once we've got more stitches on. So once we've got more of the side done, it will go over the bottom of your can. Don't do it too wide. If you do it too wide, it'll look really baggy, because this one is all nice and neat on the can. And as you can see, it's around, this can is just slightly bigger than this can. So you want it nice and neat around your can. So this is the row that I've just done on this, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 13 rows all together to get up to the top of my can. So I've got another 12 rows to do. So I'm going to go and do that, 1 into each stitch, and then just slip stitch to your chain of 3, chain 3 and go around again until it reaches the top edge of your can. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it off and get it on your can. So I've got all my rows done, and that fits my can. So pop the can in there. Now I've got it so that it just comes up to the top of the rim. Now what you can do is you can put double-sided sticky tape around your tin to hold it in place so it won't fall down, but it goes a little lower than the rim. I don't want to put another row on or it'll be too high, and that's just going to fit my crochet hooks. I've got something to store my crochet hooks in. That's a big crochet hook. What size is that one? I need to do something with that. This is a size 12 crochet hook. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my yarn. I will sew in the end. Then you can sew in your end. And what I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. Now you can use glue around the edge of your can, or you can use this. This is double-sided sticky tape. And I found it holds it a little bit. It holds it in place. So I'm just going to run that around there. You can use some PVA glue or any other type of glue that sets clear, and that'll hold the top of your work at the top of the can. I'll just snip that off. that over there. Now the one thing, the cans that I used had one of those pull off things, so it's not sharp around here. If you use a can opener to open your can, use a piece of sandpaper just to sand inside here so it's not sharp. Take that off. I will still sew that end in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my crochet up gently to where I want it. Just so it's all nice and neat up the edge of the can. I will sew that in. I can still sew it even though I've got it stuck. I can peel it back off. And there we go. Just squash that in. And there we are. This is the one that I've finished already. And that's the bottom of it. Just make sure that when you do the bottom, it comes right to the edge of your can. And then you'll do that front post stitch. Just put your crochet hook around the front of the post and that'll give you a little ridge and it'll let you work up the way. And there we go. All you need to do is just fill your containers with whatever you want. Pens, pencils, crochet hooks, whatever. Even your scissors can sit in there as well. Pop some more crochet hooks in that one. Keep my Sharpie pens in there and it gives you some really good storage. Absolutely amazing. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting and happy recycling, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.